Let's now segue into our final conversation in the panel format, wherein we talk about implementation deep dive lessons from our practitioners. Please join me in welcoming the moderator of this conversation, Rajesh Bhattacharjee, Global L&D Head, FTC. Let's give him a warm round of applause as we welcome him. And joining him are our eminent panelists, Ayan Banerjee, Senior General Manager, LNOD of Indoco Remedies Limited. Srini R, Manager, Digital Capability, Novo Nordisk India Private Limited. And Shailendra Nigam, Learning Systems Senior Manager, GSK. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us and giving us your valuable time. We'd of course like to leave it in the able hands of Mr. Rajesh to take it forward.
Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, thanks to the organizers, BlueTech and SmartWinnr. It's really kind of programs that we look forward to, because this is a Milan Sabha where we get to know each other and interact with each other. All right, I'm already scared of this lady, banging on the bells out there. So quickly coming to the point, as she has already said, we have the distinguished panelists here who are the practitioners, most of them, and some of them are intending to start the practice. So by and large, this discussion will be across 4-5 subject matters. One is pre-deployment. What should be our preparedness, right? So we will learn it from this from one of our distinguished panel members. Second point would be, when we are deploying it, what are the nuances, right? How do you keep the tempo and the enthusiasm up among your people to increase the adoption? Third point should be, once you have started the pilot, then how do you go global? I'm talking about how do you democratize? Because we have seen that a lot of such initiatives are born and dead within some pilot groups. And the final point would be, what are the other avenues other than sales where we should explore utilizing this AI-assisted digital tools? So to start with quickly, this is for all of you, that in 1 or 2 sentences, what is, why this AI coach? Because there is no dearth of coaches, human coaches for MedReps.
Okay. Thank you Rajesh ji for asking this question. For us in GSK, that AI coaching is primarily, I would say there are 3 themes are there. One is a scalability, scale. Why scale? I'm saying because it actually, AI coaching turns coaching from a calendar event to always on system. Means the 3,000 rep across 30 states, 24/7, they have a tool available for the practice, so with their convenience. Second thing I would say, precision, because the feedback which AI gives is objective on a specific behavior, so the precision is there. And the third one is, I would say, is the personalization. So now you have where you can address cohort, therapy area, everything. So for me, the AI coaching for us is actually for these 3 reasons.
Great. Yeah, Srini.
Thank you, sir. I am quite confused now because only questions were scripted, answers was not shared. So I had actually prepared the same answer what sir was supposed to say. But now I'll tweak it, sir. My answer would be coach, C-O-A-C-H itself, since we are talking about. C would for me would stand for customization, as we said. Customization in the sense, now as an organization, I have an opportunity to customize from the customer point, from the trainer's point, from the L&D point, from the stakeholder point, even from the organization perspective, each department points. O stands for objective feedback, as he also said. Most probably, every organization has got different forms, templates that we want the feedbacks to be, and more importantly, what we are looking forward to. We have only very few tools right now available within the market who gives us the opportunity to do that. A would stands definitely access, anytime, access anyone, and a huge, huge point of concern for my frontliners and also for the trainers, specifically. Second C would definitely be on the confidence what I get. Last H for me would be human, as you know, a repetition of what we have been hearing from all. The human element would still be there. The human element, not just from our side, but also from the tool side. Might be we are quite used to a lot of tools. How human is the avatar talking back to me is something that would make a difference. So in short, sir, I'll stop here. COACH would be my answer.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah, nice, nice. I think both of you have done a wonderful answer to this question. Now, well, I was thinking about how to answer this question, and similarly, I got a little confused. At a learning and development professionals, from years, we were thinking how to become coach. And I'm sure that we all, most of you, maybe there are many people sitting here, we have undergone our own coaching journey. So we have seen European coaching bodies, we have seen ICF coaching bodies, and we have burned our oils. It takes a huge pain to become a coach. And while many of us have discovered that we have become a coach, and then we have realized that it is not coach only, it is now AI coach. And we don't know how AI coach will do, how to figure out what the potential of AI coach. It is a new skill we all have to understand first. So now in such a confused state of mind, what I see when I see AI and coach as a separate tool, both of them have few quality which are common. Both of them work as a performance enabler. Both of them can develop capability. Both of them are psychologically safe in their own true sense. Then when you mix both of them, what becomes? It becomes like a nuclear power to us. It's tremendously powerful. It can help 24/7 appraisal for the person. It is scalable. It can be personalized. So we have to actually explore. That's the only thing which, as a learning and development professional, I can say here. Exploration is the way through which we have to identify why it has come and where it will take us.
Excellent. So you three have now motivated me to do something. You know, as Indian, we are coded in our genes. I'm sure you will agree with me that, and particularly the trainers, this community of people. You know, we love something called as Jnanam Purnam Bhashanam. You know? And now you are saying that Jnan Purna Bhashan should become Pravachan, and that should become very to the point, and maybe AI tools are going to help in giving to the point feedback. Few of you have already said it. Fantastic. Let me come to the questions those we have for the panelists. First one, of course, comes to Ayan. Let me just give a little feedback to the audience that Ayan and his organization is contemplating using AI-assisted tools. So, Ayan, my question or my interest would be to know that what are the pre-deployment readiness or the preparedness or the nuances that you are looking out for in your research work when you are planning to implement these AI tools in your organization?
Yeah, I think the ask is very high. Everybody in some way or the other way using AI. Somebody doing it knowingly, somebody doing it unknowingly, and somebody doing it purposefully with a clear vision that where they want to reach. The only thing which is not available is a defined policy, a defined framework which will structurally take people to a certain direction. Now, when I see the organization at a sales organization, so I see the line managers are expecting their people, once they complete their training program, they should be market ready. Now, when I say market ready, they expect that when they enter the doctor's chamber, they should be so much equipped that they handle all the query so appropriately that every call ends up with a conversion. Now, the marketing expects that whatever they create, the person go and deliver as it is. That is how I think we all train the bots, the contextualization coming into the picture. And this is the only way where at a sales organization, the AI tool becomes successful. So more it becomes contextualized, better use the usage, higher the adoption, more successful it is. When I move out of the sales organization and see the organization holistically, at the org level, I see people use it for, there is an asking how these tools can be used to do the analysis of data faster. So what I feel as a learning professional, when I see the organization, this tool has, the AI tool, AI coach has immense potential to sit on different systems. To sit on different systems, scan different data, even it can analyze the job, it can analyze the current skill of the person, identify the skill gap, give them continuous nudges, and keep on motivating them to learn things. So that is how I think, there is a tremendous ask in the organization. So we all have to sit together, figure out a common policy, and drive it structurally. So that is what is the need of the hour.
Excellent. I think it resonates because I am also a practitioner of these tools. And I think, during this phase where Ayan is now, where he's researching and it is at a decision point, right? Whether to have it or not to have it. I think creating that energy among the stakeholders, I'm not talking about the users at this point of time. I'm talking about the decision makers. Even the decision makers should feel very great about bringing something which we call as AI coach or where, digitally we do role plays and simulations. So excellent. So I think, we are on the right track and it will be a food for thought for the audience as well if somebody in the audience is contemplating to use AI. This brings me to the adoption phase. And when it comes to the adoption phase, I would feel like going to Shailendra because in GSK, you have been playing with a lot of digital initiatives. And my targeted interest to understand from you would be that what do you do during the adoption phase, during the rollout time, so that, it is adopted by the maximum number of users?
Great. Another question on experience, I would say. So we have been in a 10 months journey of launching this AI coaching tool in our organization. We've been using other products, which is a one-way role play and other, but this was interesting. And I would say our journey has not been is a very smooth journey in the beginning. So it was actually a roller coaster ride. So I'll sharing you experience that what modification we have done and what the lesson we have learned during this process, which has helped us to increase or improve the adoption as well. So first important thing is that I'm putting it into two segments. One is a business, another one is a rep who is our customers. So the business, going to the business, talking about the role play, which was as I told you, it was a timed event happening only during the briefing, and your expectation that it should be continue every month. Obviously, the resistance will be there. But what has helped me in our organization is the role modeling from the sales managers. So second line sales managers, first line sales managers, they actually adopted this role play first and started sharing their experiences. Now coming to the reps, who are our main customers, psychological safety, we found that psychological safety is another thing which is the big barrier. So we framed AI coaching program in such a way, so it is a practice, not a performance evaluation. So that's another thing which has helped us to go further on this. And the third thing is, I would say, relevant scenarios, hyper relevant scenarios. So when I'm putting this into the oncology, they should not feel that they have been drilled in the same way how the reps are. So they have been drilled on the patient-focused selling. Vaccine reps have been drilled on the vaccine ecosystem or the government policies, whereas the reps have been drilled on the objection handling. So it's like you have different techniques of handling the people and keep engaging the people as well. Rajesh has spoken about the one thing, that what are the use cases other than this? How, that's the one thing you can engage the audience. If you have a 5 brands, 5 focus brands, you can do it for 5 months. What will happen to the 6 months? 6 months, our avatar became pharmacy guy. 7th month, our avatar became the account manager. He is the CEO of a hospital. For managers, when I'm not focusing too much on the brand, they are coaching reps who is the avatar. So I would say you need to make this fun. So it's not a one tactic which has worked in our favor. And tell you, the first month, we were even surprised in our organization, like our organization, which as Shiladit mentioned, is a completion, is a compliance. My dear friend, it's not for the AI coaching, but it was only 15%, which has scaled to 65% submission every month in last 3 months we have seen. So that's the way we have adopted few strategies and few tactics, and it has helped us, Rajeshji.
Excellent. I think that diversity will keep your people engaged when the role of the avatar is also changing. And I have also experienced in my own organization that we are using it in onboarding with great assistance from SmartWinnr. And during onboarding, what we find that people are so enthusiastic about practicing with the avatar. I mean, you know, if I give them then a choice that you sit down in front of me and detail, or you sit down in front of the avatar and detail, they would definitely any day prefer sitting down in front of the avatar and detail, right? So yeah, so the key is changing the role of the avatar also time to time to make it more exciting. Srini, I'll come to you now. For the audience, audience must know that Srini is a very, very enthusiastic AI driver, I would say, in his organization. And driving, not only in India, now he has even jumped out of India. Geographically, in many countries, his ideas and his AI strategies are being implemented, and we are so proud of you. Now, what we want to know from you is, what is that, you know, which is helping you to scale it up?
My one-word answer would be, sir, organization should have money, because these tools are definitely costlier. So that's a one-word answer. But the erstwhile speakers has also actually touched upon that. I'll take a deroute and might be give my insights on what did we do and how the journey started, sir, because my erstwhile speaker, Jinu, also didn't actually touch upon the challenges. We see that it is scaling up, but it's not as easy as we put on these slides here. We started with one use case for product launch for Novo Nordisk. That's when, as you all know, keeping the disclaimers aside, we use SmartWinnr only. That's the reason why we have been asked to, you know, understand the implementation scenarios with SmartWinnr. So we use SmartWinnr for product launch, and it was just close to 200 users. That's how we started. Then we scaled it up within India. And right now, as I speak, very proud to know that we don't have any of the divisions within Novo Nordisk where SmartWinnr is not implemented. So we started within India. That's like more than 1K users within India alone. Now, from that, we had an opportunity to pitch into the global, obviously. Normally, in organizations like us, sir, they actually say to us, you will have to follow this, this is what we are giving, and then you take it up. We never had an autonomy to do the opposite side of it. First time we had an opportunity, they coming back and asking us, okay, what are you doing it differently? So that's when we got an opportunity to showcase this. And then it went up to Region APAC. Region APAC means in Novo Nordisk, it's like 12 countries. Right now, we have entire 12 countries where SmartWinnr has been implemented. Malik now only once in a while comes to India since he's in US now. In US also, Novo Nordisk has taken up this. As we speak now, we have UK also coming in. And in UK also, sir, the markets are not the normal used markets. It's basically like Algeria, Moscow, Kazakhstan, and that side of its vector, where we might not feel that AI is actually even reaching, but there is a lot of huge aspiration that comes in. But keep now these all things in mind, sir. This tool will not work everywhere the same because we have different data policies even. So for a tool outside India, I cannot even ask my user to upload a pic, because as per the data privacy rules there, we have strict guidelines. Especially in Europe and US, if you go, it's quite hard. So to have a tool, even if you want to scale it up, if the tool does not permit me and has an opportunity to abide by all this, it's very tough. And once you go explore outside, we understand the certification processes are different, the assessments are different, the way that we do within India is totally different what they want, even though we all belong to the same larger organization. So there is a lot of challenges in scaling up, but one important thing that matters is the impact. They look at in all these markets whether the tool can provide a larger impact to the business, and then they go ahead and doing it. Scalability also matters that, sir, we don't have any other providers elsewhere also. We do have a lot of competitor products similar to in US, UK market. In Novo Nordisk, what we did was, since we are talking about AI coaching, the easiest way that we did was, I made all my equal vendor partners to create same scenario. And I gave this to all my global people who ideally want to use. And we said, okay, you give to 10 sales rep or might be stakeholders yours. You play with all these 10 tools. Now, same scenario, same persona, same thing, and look at the feedback. And if you're still going ahead with the best one, let's move ahead. Fortunately, as we speak, SmartWinnr had one specific feature on the feedback, which for Novo Nordisk, it really worked out well, and that's why it went ahead. But if you look at the efforts behind it, sir, the amount of time the team need to involve, we from India need to support the team, it's quite huge. Because different time zones, different things coming in, and the team needs to be quite supportive of the same. So, as I said, sir, to put up on the slide, it's quite easier, but to get it implemented, seeing the scaling up is quite high. But proud that, sir, some tool from India is scaling it up. We have global users coming down and taking it up. That makes us quite proud, keeping it.
Excellent. I think this is something that the audience must clap for Srini, because I have seen in all MNCs I have worked with Abbott, and I have seen that all the strategies come from there, and we just implement it. But an Indian guy sitting in front of us and his ideas are going abroad, it's fantastic, great job done.
Sir, tool is going. I mean, it's nothing to do with the person. It's actually the product that delivers.
Exactly. So what is that I take from you is that, I have personally experienced when I talk to a few of my colleagues in the industry that, yeah, we tried it and then we didn't get the budget for scaling it up, right? So my point is that, did you not get the budget or did you not get the buy-in? If the benefit of the tool was experienced, if it was executed in that way that the benefits were visible, then I'm sure that any businessman will just grab it, right? After all, the promoters are sitting here to do business. So, how do we come out of the silo? That matters. And this is one. And when I say how do we come out of the silo, I also mean that how do I scale it up to my cross functions? Am I only limiting it to my sales force, or I am planning something even for my plant people, because compliance is a big issue there and it is getting stricter day by day, right? Fine. So we will throw some light on that as well. Let me now circle back to Shailendra once again. Shailendra, how should we record the outcomes in terms of if there is any movement in the meter when it comes to mapping the competencies of the users? How did you do that? How did you measure, recorded and reported such needle movements?
Okay. So when you are applying these kind of tools, that's my experience have been, um, it's an experiment, and experiment time is over. Now it's a time for the deployment. You need to have some standardization. So first thing first to be done is a standardization of a scoring rubric. Okay, or at least 6 months you have the same rubric. So the people come on the platform, they practice, AI scores when they are coming, they actually can match their progress on the same rubric. It means if I'm having my call plan where it starts from the opening, asking insightful question and then comes to the closing, I'm just giving an example with the certain steps, keep those steps with the certain weightage. It will be helping not only to the learner as the backend at you. Second important thing is that when we are measuring, it should be measured over the attempt, improvement over the attempts. And I completely agree with the Shiladit he presented. Your progress should be seen not only on a different case scenarios you have attempted, it is about the number of attempts you have done and what have been your scores improvement on the attempts. So that's one important thing is that, because we have seen from 10% to 70% improvement in the attempts on the number of attempts. And I think when Shiladit was showing, and I said that's a similar reflection we do have as well. And the third important thing is that when you are saying the outcome, I would say link those skills with the business KPIs. That will be very, very important. Business KPIs that I'm talking about is not only the outcome is the percentage performance. I'm saying in clinic time improvement by each learner without telling them that we are monitoring. That's for our consumption as an admin. Second important thing, key selling message delivery. Those pages have been detailed or not. And the third thing is that the productivity improved for that particular rep or not. This will, I think that's a way we are having a tracking mechanism. And I think it's a way, because in future when we are going and the people are, my dream is that in the organization, BU head walks in and they don't say that how many people have been trained. They are actually asking how many people have practiced enough to make them better. So that's the way I look forward for this entire mechanism, what you say.
Excellent. I think traditionally, when we look at these measurements, we used to measure the opening, how effective it is, how effective the person is in the clinic, right? How effective he is on the job, in field activities, managing all the stakeholders. At the same time, if we look at it now, things are changing so drastically that almost all of these factors have been driven by data today when it comes to a decision-making point, right? And therefore, today the MRs are a hybrid MR. I mean, in terms of their approach, yes, some traditions are there, and if they're assisted with this AI-driven digital platforms, which is helping them to make decisions, right? Maybe in selecting brands, say Laker, identifying the doctors, most potential doctors and all these things, it is going to be a great thing to happen. And as I think, some of our colleagues, Sanjay Talukdar was talking about human cannot be replaced, right? And therefore, training our managers and getting the feedback from them about the users. So I would come back to you only, Shailendra. How do you gather managers' feedback?
Very, very important, because with AI coaching, if I'm seeing, if I feel that I have freed up some time from a manager for the coaching, they should also know, otherwise they will not value. Otherwise, every managers in this world feels they are overwhelmed with the work, always, whether they were coaching earlier physically, taking role plays and not taking, but they don't have a free time. So coming back to that, your point is that how we have seen that the managers have started valuing their time on the coaching, because every organization, I think BFSI or whether it is a pharmaceutical, 20% attrition is easily. It means my 20% teams change every year. Okay. I'm having a time to spend, now I'm having a time to spend time with the new reps, where I need to spend a time going into the market, coaching them, better hand-holding. All these things are there, and the manager started realizing that also. If we are not doing this, at least our time is being saved and we are doing this one. So that's the one thing I would say.
Excellent. This brings me to the problem that I faced during my launch period, and therefore it is related to the content. And I'll come to Srini to reflect on it. When I was designing the content in our organization, FDC, you know, we are a generic company, a pure traditional Indian company. Shiladitya surprised me with the avatar who was continuously asking my TM, do you have any trial report? Do you have any trial report? Bhai, an Indian generic company having trial report for electoral like brands? Oh my God, this is a tough question for my TMs. So what I mean to say is that how we are training the avatar, that matters a lot. That means what focus we have in content creation. Now, thanks to his team, they were so passionate about making the doctor an Indian doctor. Now, I'm very happy with this avatar. What are those nuances you had to consider being an MNC when you have designed the content?
Thank you, sir. The time's up, but I'll keep it short and sweet. Sir, whether we belong to an MNC, pharma, generic, Indian, BFSI, I think so, content still remains the king. If the content is not good, no matter whatever the tool we have, the people are not gonna spend. Because, sir, now we all target for the attention span, right? I mean, even in Amazon, Netflix, you know, we just talk about 10 seconds. That's the same rep that I have when I'm going them with a learning tool too. They will just look at it and within 10 seconds they will decide whether they want to go ahead or not. So content will still remain the king no matter whatever tools we have. Now I'm just going to spill the beans here because I'm a very hardcore critic of SmartWinnr also, even though many of us say I'm a pro to SmartWinnr. So SmartWinnr has given me an opportunity to do a pilot testing on a content creation tool that they are coming up within this solution. So if you have any particular, let's assume a PDF or a PowerPoint of yours, within this tool, what we can do is you can just upload and you can create different forms of content. By different forms of content, I mean I have different learning styles. I have a person who needs podcast, you know, he's auditory. His learning responses seems to be auditory. Within just one PDF file, I can create 5 minutes podcast, 1 minute podcast, might be 10 minutes podcast. Not just that. Now, if I want to convert it as an interview mode, I have an opportunity to select 2 speakers and then convert the same file into an interview mode. Now, I don't even want to do that. I have a learner who is very much interested to learn by visual. His learning style is more adjusted to visual. The same file, within just one click, I get converted into a video. Now, all this happens within one tool. Imagine the amount of, you know, time that I can save within my, you know, L&D team, and look at the amount of impact that it could create to the stakeholders. Now, they won't look at the content. They will be looking at, their minds would be on the budget that I'm now spending on the content creation. That gets saved here. So that would be the stakeholders' impact. So content will still remain the king, but with tools like this coming up and with new avenues coming in, and I'm sure Shiladitya and team might be releasing it to others also very soon. As a pilot user, yes, there is very good traction of this content. We have released this content to few of our users, and they are having quite gaggy about it. More importantly, as I said, sir, for L&D team, a good news and icing on the cake. We can save a lot of budget and also create very interesting contents as we move ahead. So that's it from my side, sir.
Excellent. So I think the magic lies in designing the content, making it attractive and engaging for the audience, right? A long wait for you. I'll come back to you now. The final question. As you are planning to implement it, now, do you only plan for implementing it for your Salesforce, or you want to go beyond Salesforce to other cross functions as well?
Maybe in one word, difficult to answer, but yes, Salesforce is a good area to test it because we can track a lot of things there. Things are highly regulated, lot of their data are available in the system. But to make any AI-based application or AI-based tool successful, an org-wise implementation has to happen. Otherwise, at the top level, at the head office, if the things are not aligned, if everybody is not using it, then things get gradually faded off. So what I feel that there are a lot of data available today. There are a lot of systems, even overloaded of data. Sometimes people get frustrated with data, which AI can easily handle well. So if today an AI which sits on different systems, pick up data from there, creating nudges for the user, and maybe nudging them periodically on different things, I think there could be a comprehensive ecosystem can be created around it. And then AI could be a future driver. Otherwise, segmented, isolated usage of AI can make people overwhelmed. But I don't know how much overall impact it will create.
Excellent. I completely agree with you that, if organization-wise implementation is there, then I think everybody talks about it, everybody goes gaga about it, and the implementation is high. The adoption rate is also very high. So thank you so much once again, audience. Thank you, the distinguished panelists. I'm just in 4 points summarizing what we have discussed. Maybe first thing that comes as a take home for us is the digital does not replace relationships. It is an enabler, it is an assistant to our physical presence, and the trainers, of course, the community here, you can loosen your seat belts, relax. It is not going to replace L&D no sooner it is going to replace us. Second point, which is a take-home, clear take-home, is adoption succeeds only when the tools are simplified for the field people or for the users for that matter. Third take-home for us would be managers' capability building. It will not happen in isolation, only the trainers knowing how to execute it and the users or their managers not knowing, it will not work in that way. And the fourth one would be the future medical representatives will be the hybrid professionals. They will have to cope with a lot of digital initiatives as well. It is good time. We are at a very sweet point as we look at the industry's transformation from AIR to AI. Now, what is AIR? Anybody? What is AIR? Thank you so much. From All India Radio to Artificial Intelligence. So this transformation, we are the luckiest of those people, the generation, we have seen this transformation, you see, and we are also enabling our next gen with AI and other things, thanks to SmartWinnr's initiatives as well. And finally, the strongest one is digital transformation in pharma sales is not about technology rollout. It is not anymore a IT matter. It is about enhancing field effectiveness, improving doctor experience, and ultimately supporting better patient outcome by enabling our people. It is about increasing their efficiency. It is about increasing our efficiency as well. It is about saving our time and utilizing that time for some other activity. Thank you so much. Audience, any question? Quickly.
I'm so sorry, we won't be able to take up any other questions. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, apologies I have to intervene, but we do have a very exciting segment lined up for you. May I please request our panelists to step forward, allow us an opportunity to capture you in one frame, but if I could take the opportunity of welcoming our presenter on stage, please give a big round of applause as I request Shiladitya Malik, the Chief Business Officer and the co-founder of SmartWinnr. And may I request Mr. Malik to please give a token of appreciation to all our eminent panelists, of course starting with our moderator, Mr. Rajesh Bhattacharjee. Thank you so much for curating the conversation for all of us. Mr. Ayan Banerjee, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom at the platform today. Let's give him a big round of applause, please. Mr. Srini R, thank you so much for joining us and being a part of the SmartNext 2026. Let's continue that applause as we thank our speaker, Mr. Srini. And a big thank you to Mr. Shailendra Nigam. Thank you so much for joining us. Let that applause continue as we congratulate our speaker. And as the smiles does round, may I request all of you to come forward with your mementos. We'd just like to capture you further in a frame, and all of you in the room, hashtag SmartNext26 as one word. Let that applause continue for our concluding panel for our conference today.